Product Universe here. President Donald Trump and Kristi Noem react to the comments of Mexican President Sheinbaum.
I was wondering if you had any response to Mexican President Sheinbaum, who condemned the violence there. Have you been in touch with her at all?
Said what?
I was wondering if you had any response to what Mexican President Claudine Sheinbaum said in response.
What'd she say?
She condemned the violence in LA.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah. Have you been in touch with her at all?
Well, you think I don't condemn it? I condemn the violence in LA, ladies and gentlemen, but I also stopped the violence in LA. And by doing what I did, I stopped the violence in LA. And that would have been, I think, maybe I'd ask Kristi to speak to that. That would have been an unbelievable tragedy. We would be talking, I don't know that would even be here right now. It would have been so bad, I'd probably maybe be out there. I don't know, but Kristi, could you speak to that?
Absolutely. So in 2020, I was a governor of a neighboring state to Tim Walz and watched him let his city burn. And the president and I have talked about this in the past, and he was not going to let that happen to another city and to another community where a bad governor made a bad decision. So Claudia Sheinbaum came out and encouraged more protests in LA, and I condemn her for that. She should not be encouraging violent protests that are going on. If people are allowed to peacefully protest, but the violence that we're seeing is not acceptable, and it's not going to happen in America. This president is standing up for the average American who wants to walk their child to school every day safely, run their small business, and provide for their families. That's the action that he's taken. He has every authority under the Constitution to send these National Guard under Title X into these communities and make sure that operations go smoothly, that law enforcement officers are protected, that they can continue to do their work without fear of being injured or killed or disrespected, and that they can go home to their families at night. So I'm incredibly proud of the president for activating the National Guard and for sending in these Marines, because these Marines are specifically trained to meet the need that we have on the ground in LA right now. And Governor Newsom has done a disservice to the state of California for many years. The people there should never elect him into a leadership position ever again.
The governor's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. When it comes to his railroad that he's building, where it's like 30 times over budget, nobody's ever seen anything like it. Now it doesn't even go to San Francisco and LA. It's way short of it. After years of work and overruns like nobody's, those contractors are some of the wealthiest people in the world, I guarantee you that, because that money goes to those contractors. They just did a number on the wallet of the people of California. That train, you should look at that train. That is the greatest. I've never seen cost overruns. I've seen cost overruns and great incompetence over my life. I've never seen anything like that.
President Trump and Kristi Noem reacted to the Mexican President Sheinbaum's comments on the LA protest, which I would quantify as the LA riots, as many of the so-called protesters have committed violence, unrest, and have been looting the businesses in the city. The Mexican president made a statement that she condemns the violence, a statement that does nothing to actually stop the violence. Meaningless words, as Trump inferred, as Trump and Noem condemn the violence as they said, but they are actually stopping the violence through decisive action, not through meaningless statements that do nothing and are just for show. Kristi Noem explained how she watched Minnesota burn during 2020 under Tim Walz because he would not activate the Minnesota National Guard to save Minneapolis. So because of this, President Trump took decisive action now in 2025 because he did not want the same thing to happen to LA as what happened in Minneapolis in 2020. President Trump wanted to establish law and order and to protect LA from the criminals on the streets who want to see that city burn. Trump did what Gavin Newsom did not have the balls to do. He took proactive action to secure LA from wanton destruction and violence by federalizing the National Guard. God bless President Trump for wanting to keep America safe. Donald Trump takes decisive action where others make statements that carry no meaning and are just for show. But that's just my 2 cents, and you are entitled to your 2 cents. If you want, share your opinion in the comments below, as all viewpoints are welcome. If you enjoyed this informational and educational video, then give the video a like and turn on my channel notifications so that you'll be notified the next time I release a new video. Thanks for watching, God bless you, and God bless America. Click on the videos on the screen to continue watching my content.